Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Monica, thank you so much for the membership. Good morning. Lael, Richard, JC White, Roger, Patrick. Morning, guys. And welcome.
Speak, friend. For the Horde.
I am just going to get right into things today.
Sub. For the Horde. Go forth to victory.
So I've been told that if we turn gray and a purple orb circles us, it's because of the Soul of Iron buff. And I was kind of wondering, like, why do these characters have the Soul of Iron, but our regular hardcore characters don't have the Soul of Iron? It was a little bit weird to me. Then the other buff, of course, is the self-found buff. I didn't realize they had to give us both of those things. Maybe they're tied together in some way. I'm not sure. Sig, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm thinking that 3 lightning bolts is probably too many lightning bolts. Let's do 2 lightning bolts and then we will melee them down. Cam Spidey, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Defoli 1, good afternoon. Jose, good morning, good afternoon to you. For this shaman, yeah, I don't know what we're doing yet. We're probably going to go some kind of elemental build. Just because I want to focus on spell power for my damage and not having a great weapon. But, you know, like most classic characters, this will probably be some kind of hybrid. We'll probably just grab, like, whatever looks good in whatever tree we want for a while. Blood Moon, good morning, good afternoon, happy Friday. So, like, I'm not annoyed by it yet, but the purple orb thing, like, I'm kind of wishing it could happen to us a little bit less often. It kind of, like, it triggers my, like, alert sense. Like, I hear the sound effect, I see the visual, and my brain says, oh no, something happened. Oh no, something happened. And I just wish it was a little less frequent, since we've never had to deal with it before. I'm gonna equip the shield because I can do that. So for like all of our main gear slots, we have to craft. But for shields, weapons, trinkets, rings, neck pieces, like anything we can't do with leatherworking, we can just equip whatever we find. John, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. What is the purple orb? I've been told that the purple orb is because we now have the Soul of Iron buff. And so every once in a while we turn to stone and we get a little purple orb that circles us. Maybe one is for the Soul of Iron and the other is for self-found. I'm not sure. But they have something to do with the buffs that we have for the hardcore mode. We've never had Soul of Iron on any other hardcore character, I don't think. At least maybe, unless we did and I never looked up here. I mean, I look up here for other things, so I feel like if we had had that before on any other character, I would have noticed it. I remember, like, from the Season of Mastery, you could go get this, but you had to interact with a certain NPC. I'm not sure why we have it now. It seems like it goes off like every 2 minutes, which is probably a little bit too often. I'm gonna have to like untrain myself from looking at the minimap. A lot of times I navigate around by looking at the objectives on the minimap, and since we're not using Questy, like I'm gonna have a lot less markers. There's really nothing interesting up there to look at.
Loktar, strength.
Since we can't equip any of this stuff, I'm always going to try to grab the item that I think is going to vendor for the most money. And in this case, it's probably the leather.
Dabu, go with honor. Dabu.
Jason, you started a hardcore tune last night and you didn't get either buff. You must have missed something. You did. When you go to create your character, down to the right of your name, there is a checkbox, and you have to click the checkbox to be a self-found. But if you're just a regular hardcore tune, then you don't get the buff. That's the thing. Like I think you only get these buffs if you have selected the self-found option. Like my paladin does not have the Soul of Iron. Unless she has it now. She didn't have it yesterday. I don't know if they changed anything. Lael, you cannot use add-ons? No, I'm doing a modifier. Like, some of these rules are things that I've made up. So we're not using add-ons for this playthrough. And we're not equipping any gear for the main gear slots that we haven't made ourselves. And enemy nameplates are off. Actually, you'll know all nameplates are off, which makes finding NPCs a little challenging. But yeah, we're running with a few other modifiers, just to make it a little bit more interesting for people and a little bit more interesting for me. Some of these are rules that I've done before.
Thrall Hall, may your blades never dull.
I will say, like, the hardest thing about no add-ons is going to be not having Bagnon. Not having Bagnon is probably going to be like what I'm going to miss the most. Also, the other rule is that we have to cook any food we want to eat. We have to cook it ourselves. So we actually can't use that stuff. Water, we're going to have to drink water, so no restrictions on water. There's no nothing. I have all add-ons disabled. Yeah, everything's turned off. This is a no add-ons run. I'm not running any add-ons. I think I have all the rules in the description of the stream. Let me check. Yeah, no add-ons, no enemy nameplates, must craft gear. I don't have the food rule in here. I should add that. Let's see. Must cook our own food. There we go. Okay, now all the rules are up to date in the description. Yeah, Jason, from what I remember, it was down to the right of the name box. I'm pretty sure. That's where it was. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, this is a completely solo run. So, like, the only way we step into a dungeon is if we somehow do that by ourselves. We are not going to group with anybody while we level up. Dungeons are really dangerous anyway. And since I'm not going to be playing with a guild, I don't really want to put my life in the hands of others. So like solo's a good excuse to not have to worry about doing dungeons. And to be quite frank, I've kind of dungeoned myself out from grinding my paladin up in sod recently. So I've had my fill of the lower level 5-mans. The other orc is clearly a bot. Now. We don't want to be too judgy. You know it's not a bot when they jump non-stop. Like, I would say that, like, people, if you're not jumping all the time, you're probably a bot. It's the obvious indicator. Oh, that not having any icons to look at on my map, even though I don't really need them, but not having them there is going to take some getting used to. And, like, it's very visually different to not have icons in my minimap, to not have floating names. We'll see how this goes. In the recorded series, I've been able to pay attention and not, like, run right into any aggressive enemies that I didn't see. But we'll see how this rule goes while streaming, like, not being able to see the enemy floating names. Is jumping is nothing. No, jumping is stupid. It's just that, like, while you're running through the world, like, players develop a habit of pounding the spacebar. Like, some players pound the spacebar when they're standing still, like they're waiting for the group leader to pull the raid boss, and they'll just be jumping. Like, it's just it's like a habit, you know, like biting your nails or tapping your foot. People just do it out of habit. They're not doing it for any purpose, and a lot of times they probably don't even realize that they're doing it. The only time I jump a lot is when I'm in the water, because no matter what I do with my camera angle, the game always wants to drive my character, like, slightly underwater. Oh, we're up, we're slightly under, we're up, we're slightly under, like, no matter what I do. So, like, in the water, I jump. Because it's the only way that I can figure out to stay, like, at the surface for any length of time. It's really weird. I always start, like, just gradually going under the water no matter how I angle myself. Howlhatch, you used to run in circles while raiding? I would kick you from my raid group. If you were running circles around me while I was waiting to pull, like, I would kick you. Like, sometimes I'd want to kick people that were just jumping in place. But yeah, if you were, like, running, like, a strafing circle, like, if you were doing one of these, I'd kick you out. So I think our biggest goal for today is not really leveling up a lot. Our biggest goal for today is to get out of the Valley of Trials, to get leatherworking and skinning, and to start making some decent gear. Because, yeah, we're not going to be able to equip anything we get from Quest, so I'm going to have to prioritize getting professions going early. And then we'll have to dedicate some time to farm up some leather, which shouldn't be too hard. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to capitalize on other people's kills. Although there are not a ton of people playing this morning, so I don't know if that will happen. I don't have a quest for these guys yet. I think that maybe it's possible that without Questy, perhaps I might have not picked up all the quests. Just like a small chance that I might have left some quests back there. I think we should have one for the Vile Familiars. We'll ding level here in a couple kills, and then we'll go back. Yes, thank you. We just got a small 6-slot bag. The same color of bag that I got on my undead. So that's very nice.
Loktar! For the Horde, what do you need? Strength. Blood and thunder.
Yes, yeah, I did forget a quest back here.
Strength and honor. Strength.
Vile familiars. And now we can get the quest to wake up the peons.
Loktar, go forth to victory. Something in doing. I can do that.
Stevie, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream.
Me not that kind of
Thanks
orc.
for stopping by.
Okay.
Trinity, it's going well. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Me busy. Leave me alone.
Yesterday was the first day, technically. It was 3 p.m. Blizzard time when they put the option in. So technically day 2. First full day, but technically day 2. Alex, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Nice, we caught a fortitude buff and we leveled up. That's super strong. Should probably go back and learn level 4 abilities. And maybe look for our last peon along the way. Can I use the armor that drops from loot? No. No, I can only use what I craft. Which is why the goal for today is get leatherworking and skinning leveled up a little bit, so that we can actually make some gear. Somebody's been back here waking up peons. No, we're only looking at gear slots that we can craft for. So if it's a gear slot that we can leatherwork for, then we must. But if it's anything else, then we can use whatever we find. Yeah, like obviously we can't leatherwork weapons, we can't leatherwork shields, we can't leatherwork necks, rings. If we can make it through leatherworking, then we must. If it's a different slot, then we can equip whatever we find. It's complicated. Like there's no clear-cut way to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. No, as part of the buff, mailboxes are disabled. So that's built in. Unable to trade, use the auction house, or send and receive most mail. They're probably excluding like mail that you might get from an in-game NPC. But yeah, that's part of the buff slash debuff.
Magraw, be safe. For the Horde. What do you need? Go forth to victory.
What do you need? Farewell.
How you doing, man?
Blood and thunder. Go with honor. Strength.
So I need to get used to the idea that without Questy, quests will not necessarily automatically be tracked. I have to go in and I have to track them if I want them to show up. But also, we can only track up to 5 active quests at a time. So we're going to be limited in what we can see over here. Tom88, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. How does it feel without the runes? I haven't played on that character in a long time, so it feels fine for me. Yeah, I ultimately, like... Yeah, it's been a long time since I even played that shaman, so it feels fine. I know how to play in the way that we're not going to have mana issues anyway, so not worried about it. I don't miss Sod. When I play hardcore classes, I am not missing Sod. I won't say a lot about it, but let me assure you of that. I do not miss the Sod classes at all. Okay, before we go into the cave, let's go turn this one in. I believe it'll chain into one to go after a named guy. What's the situation going to be like at the named guy? Is he going to be camped? I don't think so, because there aren't a ton of people on. Well, there weren't earlier, okay? Like, earlier there were 18, then there were 23. Now apparently people are waking up. They're going on lunch break and they're not coming back because they're logging in. So yeah, maybe there will be people back there now camping them. Now we can't group up. So if there are people back there, we are going to fight for the tag. We are not going to stand in line, and we are probably going to end up annoying somebody who is in a 5-man group. But yeah, we're playing solo self-found, so there will be none of that. Will I do Alliance SSF? Probably not right now. Just because I have so many Alliance characters going on regular hardcore that I feel like the best thing to do if I jump back onto the Alliance, I'm going to keep leveling the Paladin. I don't think I'll start anything new on the Alliance. I'm kind of sick of the Alliance starting zones anyway. And so yeah, if I do anything on Alliance side, it'll be on the Paladin for right now.
May your blades never die.
And depending on how popular SSF is, you know, I'll still be streaming the Paladin regularly.
Go forth to victory.
This is like, you know, this is kind of like our day one thing with this. And, you know, how much we play this will definitely depend on how interested you guys are in it. Alright, so we're going after the hoof. I thought for sure... Oh yes, of course. We need to track it. Again, I keep waiting for the quest to pop up automatically because I'm so used to Questy, but it's not going to do that. It's not going to do that unless I go in and track it myself. Let's go ahead and we'll equip the melee weapon upgrade. We can do that, and then we can vendor everything else. Tom, you died at level 25 trying to solo Deadmines. Yeah, if you'd have waited till like 29 or 30, you might have been able to do it. Level 25 was ambitious. That's a good way to go out, though. I lost a level 39 Pally by falling off a boat into the middle of the ocean and drowning. So, you know, I would have rather gone out fighting in Deadmines. That's right, no add-ons. We have no add-ons running. If we look at my add-on list, everything is disabled. We're not running with anything. We don't have nameplates showing. We're crafting our own gear for the slots that we're able to. We're eating our own food. We've got like respawns popping up pretty quickly. I'm not sure if someone was just through here or if these have been dead for a little while, but we definitely need to be careful. Yeah, like we got this guy behind me. Didn't see him back there. And we are out of mana. top it all off. Snickle Fritz, good morning, man. Welcome to the stream. It's a decent time to level up. So I have no idea where the name guy is, but the pic's right here. I thought sometimes the name guy would actually be standing on this ledge, but he wasn't up there. Maybe he can spawn in multiple places. We'll just have to keep looking for him. Not having Questy is probably going to result in more time grinding on stuff. Just because, like, I know generally where most things are at. But I've also gotten accustomed, unfortunately, to using Questy all the time. So yeah, we're bound to have to do like more fighting, more clearing, as I like struggle to exactly find stuff. This is a fun situation. Looks like we're fine. Oh, that's right. Earthshock is an interrupt in Classic Era. It's very nice. It's very nice to have an interrupt at level 5. Kind of overpowered. Alright, so that's back the way we came. That leads out. This guy just cleared from this direction. Let's go check out this direction. Maybe we can find a body to kind of key us onto where he might be. Stan, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. This is where we jumped down, right? Where the pick was? Over in this area? There he is. However we get up there. Maybe I could jump up there. I think that's one of the places where we can jump up if we're careful. I'm gonna try to find out. He's level 5, so he shouldn't be that strong. Although I guess there's a chance that he's gonna come with whatever adds are nearby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can sneak up here. If I can't, then we'll be able to leash him anyway. He's not gonna run down to us. He'll just bug out for a minute and reset. So if we get up here and we aim for this side, we should be able to get up there. I've done this before in like different caves. Very nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. There we go. Yeah. Well, the female grunting noises, they're not very feminine, that's for sure. So, I mean, I'm assuming they did it on purpose. But yeah, they are. I try not to think about it. I was almost going to be a troll shaman, but I fired up a troll last night to check it out, and the running animation on a female troll, it looks really weird. It's almost like something's broken about it, and I've never noticed it before in my life. But yeah, I got on a female troll last night, and I was running, and it looked very like like shoulder up, down, like very choppy, and almost like janky and broken. It was so strange. And after I noticed it, like I couldn't get past it. It was so jarring. It reminded me of like a raptor mount or a chocobo mount, how like they're just so bouncy and jarring that it's displeasing to look at. That's what the troll female looked like last night. Don't know if they broke something or it's always been that way and I just never noticed it, but I couldn't keep at it, so we're on an orc. But you guys should all go fire up female trolls right now in Classic Era and just tell me if I'm crazy. Just run them around a little bit. I tried a priest and a shaman, and I don't know if it was like the outfits they were wearing or what it was, but they both ran around like really funny. And eventually I was like, no, I couldn't do it. The run is messed up. I've never noticed before, and we've played troll characters. I had a level 25 mage that was a troll. We had a couple of troll mages. I've played a troll shaman in the past, and I never noticed. And this time, it was the first thing I noticed as soon as I started moving. It was the very first thing I noticed. So weird. And now I'll never unnotice it. Now, female trolls are unplayable to me, and male trolls have always been unplayable to me. So now there's an entire horde side race that I won't play, which is like really limiting how many horde side races I can play in Classic Era. Like they need to put the blood elves in so that we have a couple more options. I don't even need them to be paladins. I just need another race option for the horde side. You know, the funny thing is, like without Questy, I did not come over to this guy by the tree yet, and usually I've already done this. Let's go help out the dude by the tree. Yeah, I can't play trolls anymore. I already can't play Tauren anymore because they look like they run through like water. They're like running underwater. And I can barely play Forsaken unless I'm a priest. And orcs are orcs. So now we're basically just down to orcs on the horde side. And even that's only like kind of okay. Like it's not great. They make weird grunts. Like their grunts are not appealing. And that's where we're at. It's kind of sad. Everyone's hunched or shoeless. Yeah, exactly. This is the only character that's not hunched or shoeless. It is a female orc. You know, female trolls are upright, but they're shoeless. Tauren are upright, but they can't wear shoes. Yeah, the female orc is the only playable race for me on the horde side because she's upright and she can wear boots. And I find those things important in a character, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why like trolls just can't have like double wides. You think someone can make a killing like making boots for them? Look, their feet aren't that bad. Like you can have a double wide or a triple wide boot, and that would go on just fine. Unless they need their feet to be open, like maybe they sweat through their feet or something like that. You know, maybe their sweat glands are in like a different place in their body where they couldn't cover that up. There's probably some weird biological explanation for why their feet have to be exposed to the air. Which just makes me feel weirder about them and want to play them even less, like even considering that. We need hashtag Blood Elves in Classic. We just need to have Blood Elves in Classic. They don't need to be Paladins yet. Don't give them Paladin. Give them Warrior instead. You know how they didn't get to have Warrior originally? Let Blood Elves be Warriors like everybody else. And then just give them whatever other classes they had. Except, like, don't give them Paladin. And call it a day. That's it. The troll tusk, yeah. Yeah, the good thing about the female troll is that you can basically get rid of the tusks. But now we know that she runs funny. Which means we can't be a female troll. It's a sad day for the Horde side. Our inventory's full. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this! We got a black pouch! We're cursed! Guys, we're cursed! But we got more inventory space. I didn't even see it drop. I don't care. I don't care if it's a black bag or whatever color it is. I'll take it. It's inventory space. So lucky. Rip. Yeah, right. No, it's fine. Yeah, we're cursed with more bag space, right. I think it's fine. Yeah, I hope we get a couple more. Let's go this way. If we go this way, we can jump down and we can be right back in town.
What do you need? Strength. Go with honor.
What you want? Be seeing ya later.
Greetings. Fight well, friend. Go with honor, strength.
Yeah, they could have put him in SOD at least. Yeah, they could just put it. They could put him into the game whenever they want, and they should.
Thrall Hall. Go forth to victory.
You know, in 15 years we'll have Classic Plus, and then they'll think about adding new races and new classes and stuff. 15 years from now, when we've seen, you know, we'll have a re-release of Classic Vanilla remastered, and then we'll get Classic Plus. So at least 15 more years.
For the Horde.
Alright, now we have to go get our Earth Elemental Totem. It just really sucks on the Horde side that you have no races that are, like, any good. You know, there's nothing that you like to look at. They're all kind of hideous. And, like, I guess you can say, well, that's the point of the Horde. They're the Horde, they're supposed to be hideous. But it doesn't mean that I want to look at it for 300 hours. And that's why most people in Classic play Alliance side. That's why it's usually a 60-40 split between Alliance and Horde. The hidden path. Okay, I've discovered the hidden path. This is not this is not the hidden path. Okay, I must have taken a wrong turn. Let's check this out. This looks better. Do a little screenshot for a thumbnail. There we go. That'll do. Nope, wrong way again. It looks like maybe we're going this way. It seems like they put more time and effort into the Alliance side than the Horde side. Yeah, I think that's generally true and accepted. That, you know, in vanilla, they put more effort into the Alliance side. It could be that they did the Alliance stuff first. And then, you know, eventually you have a deadline where you have to put your game out. Which is an idea that development companies who work on MMORPGs today, like, they don't understand that idea. But, you know, back in 2004... you had a date that you had to get your game out by. And so, you know, they probably did most of the Alliance stuff first and the Horde stuff second, and then you don't want to say like that you cut corners or anything, but maybe we just run out of time to make stuff what it could be. I don't know. I think that like the Horde content is fine, but I just don't like any of the races. Let's see. We completed this, so we have to go back. Yeah, we're done, right? We don't have to do anything else. The thing is, I think some things on Horde side are better and some things are worse. Like, people often say the questing is better on the Alliance side. That's fair enough to say. The Horde side has better access to dungeons. So if you like leveling up and doing dungeons, the Horde has easier access to most of the low-level stuff. You get Wailing Caverns, like... not Wailing Caverns, Ragefire Chasm, long before the Alliance get a dungeon to do. So there's positives and negatives of both factions. Like, traveling on the Alliance side is more difficult than it is on the Horde side. Like, you can zone hop on the Horde side so much easier than you can on the Alliance side. Like, there's not really an equivalent of, like, the Wetlands run. You have to run through the Southern Barrens to get the Mulgore. But that's not a big deal, and it's not anywhere near as dangerous as running through the Wetlands. So yeah, there's just positives and negatives of each. I find traveling around on the Horde side much easier. Like, getting around is easier, zone hopping is less tedious.
Hey there. See ya later. Okie dokie.
What can I do for you?
We can get Earthbind Totem. We'll probably end up using that. And Healing Wave rank 2.
Go forth to victory.
Stone Skin, we'll pull it out. I don't drop totems every fight usually, unless like there's a problem happening. Until we get like some more useful totems. I know you could say like drop Stone Skin every time, drop it every time, but it's 30 mana. And we don't need it every time. Earthbind will drop if we have to run away. And yeah, with that we are off to... well, we're technically off to Senjin Village, but that's not where we're going to go first. We're gonna make the run, and we gotta get to Orgrimmar. I have to learn skinning and leatherworking right away. Because until I learn skinning and leatherworking, we don't get any gear upgrades. We have to craft those. So let's go get that, and then we'll hopefully be able to do a little bit of farming to get some leather. Get our crafting going a little bit.
What do you need? Strength.
See, now one of the negatives about the Horde side is that there's not often a lot of like good trainer placement. For instance, we don't have a Skinner or a Leatherworker in Razor Hill or Sungeon Village, which you would think in like a community of orcs and a community of trolls living in Duratar that there'd be like some Skinners and some Leatherworkers pretty handy to be able to train you. But no, we have to run to Orgrimmar for all that stuff. I'm not sure what trainers are in Razor Hill, but I don't think there's very many. There's a first aid trainer, there's probably a cooking trainer, but I don't know how many major professions have representation. It would be really nice to be able to play with more professions, yeah, absolutely. It would be nice to be able to do, like, if you were to be able to pick solo self-found, you can't group with other people, period. But by doing that, it opens up, like, a couple more professions. That would be really cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to have a couple of different professions. I would say just let us have 4 of them, that way you can do like 2 gather, 2 craft if you wanted to. Like if you wanted to make your own weapons and your own like leather armor, you could do leatherworking and blacksmithing. I think like combos like that would be pretty cool. And if you're doing a solo run, then like you're not really affecting anyone else's gameplay by having more than the 2 professions. But yeah, ultimately those kind of ideas are like too niche to really ever see like implementation.
Loktar, may your blades never dull. Be safe.
I'm gonna bind our Hearthstone here. We'll probably be able to hearth back from Orgrimmar.
Go forth.
Save ourselves a little bit of time. Are there quests here that I want to pick up? Yes, there probably are a couple that I should just grab to have them.
Strength and honor. Dabu. Strength.
Do I find shamans at early levels very mana hungry? You're always drinking? No. But I do things kind of intentionally. Like at low levels, I'm only going to fire off like 1 or 2 lightning bolts and an earth shock, and then I'm going to melee them down. So like any class can be mana efficient, but you have to choose like a cutoff point in the pull where you're not going to cast anymore. Like priests and warlocks, you can wand a lot. On the shaman, you can melee. So you have to decide like how much am I going to cast in the pull, and you only cast that amount. Then you go down to melee, you start regenerating mana for the next pull. So, but if you're just going to pump all your spells into them, like if you're going to lightning bolt till they go down, then you're going to run out of mana, absolutely. It's just about how you play. I'm not sure what spec we're going to go yet. We're probably going to have to lean into Elemental. Just because I don't want to be super reliant on having an awesome weapon. But we're probably just going to eyeball it. We'll pick like a leveling spec that makes sense, and we'll grab some good talents here and there. Like what we usually do. Yeah, we got no add-ons. We are making our own gear for slots that we can, and we don't have enemy nameplates up, so we can't see floating names out in the world. Makes things a little bit more dangerous, and makes it a little bit more immersive as well. Yeah, like the hard, like there's people playing, but it's not like the release of a new server, you know, like, so you have to understand something. Like, a lot of people moved away from hardcore when COD came out. And so, like, and the reason someone moves away from hardcore a lot of times is because, you know, they've lost a handful of characters, or maybe they've gotten to 60. Either way, they've kind of had their fill of it. For most people, like, introducing a more challenging mode without a fresh start server is not gonna pull them back into the game. You know, they've already done their hardcore on that server. They've had their time with it. So it pulled some people back that were interested in the additional challenge. But it didn't pull droves of people the way that, like, a server release would, you know? It was kind of busy last night, and there's people on today. But again, it's not a server launch, so we can't really expect it to be super busy. And I don't think they would want to do anything right now that would pull too many people away from COD. They're clearly looking at their COD numbers, like COD is their baby right now. They want most people playing Season of Discovery. They don't necessarily want everyone, like, making a mass exodus over to hardcore. And that's why they went with a checkbox and they didn't do, like, a fresh start server. Alright, so leatherworking and skinning, we're gonna grab back here. While I'm at it, I should probably grab fishing. And I don't know if I need to do first aid, but I probably should do first aid because we're not going to be using the linen for anything else. I don't know where the first aid trainer is, though. I know where everybody else is at. Oh, first aid's back in, like, the spirit area to our left, isn't it?
Go with honor.
Yeah, it's all the way back here. Okay. Let's go this way first. Has anyone ever played WoW in first-person mode only? I'm sure some people have tried. I don't know if I don't know if I'd recommend it. It would be an interesting experience, but we'll do a hardcore run one day in complete first-person mode. See how far that gets. I give it to level 11.
Zug zug. For the horde.
Thrall Helm. Dabu. Victory!
Maybe someday we'll do a playthrough like that. I don't know if I could make it. What do you guys think? This would probably get super annoying after a while. I feel like the limited field of view would be what would kill it. Like if I could be in first person but be more like that, that'd be okay. But I think the very limited, like, field of view would murder it for most people. I don't even know if it would be enjoyable to look at
Strength and honor.
from, like, just a viewing experience standpoint. It would probably get pretty bad, wouldn't it? It's so annoying. Okay, good. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to me too. You know, I don't get annoyed by first person just in general, but this doesn't seem like it has the camera height isn't quite right. I feel like the eyeballs in this camera are in our neck, which isn't quite high enough off the ground. And also, like, the field of view isn't really wide enough. It would be nice to see some camera improvements for, like, a first-person mode. It'd be cool to see our hands and, like, see our weapons and stuff, and then maybe I could buy into it. But yeah, that would be probably, like, I'd probably have a headache after doing that for a little while, honestly. I don't know why. My brain doesn't like that I can't see just a little bit farther off the edge. I keep wanting to see just a little bit more to my left and a little bit more to my right. but it's not there. There's nothing to see. I didn't grab cooking. Oof. I think I want to do that because I don't know where there's a cooking trainer at in Razor Hill or anywhere else. There might just not be one.
Relax.
What
Be
you
good.
may your blades never dull.
Spirits be with you.
Yeah, I got a fishing rod. If I didn't get one, I know there's a fisherman down by Senjin, but I do have one. I just don't know. I just don't know, like, and when I just don't know, I just have to not care. There we go. Now we're good. Alright, let's go this way. I'm trying to get back to the Valley of Wisdom or whatever it is. Here we go. I don't think there's a way to get up there from down below.
Speak, friend.
And now we're broke. I guess we're lucky, like we got to learn all the professions we need and we didn't run out of money before that happened. So now we just need to make some money before we ding level 8. So that we'll be able to actually train skills. Okay, do we want to hearth out of here? I think we have everything we need. We grabbed cooking, we got fishing, we got first aid, we got leatherworking, we got skinning, we got a skinning knife, we got a fishing rod. I think we can just go ahead and pop ourselves back to Razor Hill. And then we'll head south down to Senjin, and we'll start killing some stuff along the way that we can skin. This guy was trying to tame this. He was trying to tame it for his hunter quest, and I didn't see him, and I interfered with him, and he probably thinks I was just being a huge jerk. But I wasn't being a jerk, I just didn't see him there. This guy's too strong for us anyway, I should have let him have him. Alright, Shaman, not Priest. I started the Priest as a recorded series, as I always said I was going to. Yep. First video went up this morning. This character we're playing today, and then we'll see how into it we are. I'll probably jump to the Paladin, and maybe we'll jump back and forth on the streams between playing a little bit of the Pally and playing a little bit of this character. But yeah, the Priest is a recorded series. Yeah. Yeah, we can cook the boar meat. We can cook the boar meat, and we definitely will. I'm pretty sure we can use the scorpion stingers for a recipe also. I think there's a recipe we can pick up back in Razor Hill that uses these. I don't remember what it is, or what the other ingredients are, but I remember these being useful. You really hate to see like 2 resist in a row. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Am I winning? Always. Always. Oh my god, he brought a buddy with him. I forgot that sometimes they'll do that. Like, yeah, they have some kind of social aggro. He brought his buddy along. That was a great time to level up. Couldn't have timed it better. Perfect. Pronate, welcome to the stream, buddy. How's the Horde side going? It's going pretty well. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've spent any substantial time on the Horde side. It's a nice visual difference. It's very red, yeah, but it's not only red. But it is very red, that's true. Durotar is not my favorite zone, but I don't hate it. I really like the music. The music is good. Now the Barrens is one of my favorite zones. So I'm really looking forward to doing some Baron stuff. What zones do I hate? I don't know. Are there zones that I hate? I kind of hate the questing in Teldrassil, but I love the music and ambience in Teldrassil, but like the flow of questing is really awful. But I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if there are any starting zones that I hate. Well, yeah, we're talking about Classic, though. Yeah, there are things that I dislike in the game. There's a couple Cataclysm remakes that are no good, right? But, you know, we're talking about Classic Era, then in Classic Era I can't really think of a zone that I just that I hate. And I don't even know if I hate those zones. I really dislike what they did with the story when they did the Cata remake for Red Ridge and Westfall. I think the stories there are silly and pointless.
What you want? Spirits be with you. Elomon, be seeing ya. Who you be? See ya later. Later. Okie dokie.
Alright, a couple of things. We might want to work on some leatherworking now. Let's see how that's going. We can make some light leather. Let's do that. And, well, I really don't know if they have a general goods vendor here. We'll have to see if they even sell what we need to do any crafting. Jason, you don't like Sen'jin Village? I don't like how weirdly, like, separated Sen'jin and Durotar are. It's kind of like a weird separation to me. I feel like if you go to Tirisfal Glades, you don't have Brill and then some other town, you just have Brill. And everything is kind of like centered around Brill. Same thing with Bloodhoof Village in the Torrent area. You don't have like Bloodhoof Village and a different town. So it's really weird to me that there are 2 towns in this area, because I don't think any other starting areas like that. I guess you could say you have Elwyn Forest, you have Goldshire, and you have the Eastvale Logging Camp. Like Goldshire, Eastvale Logging Camp is like the closest comparison as far as like the distance and the amount of quests that so maybe that's what it was intended to mirror. I really just want to make some gear, but I don't know if I'm going to buy any coarse thread here. Let's check inside and see if we have like a general goods or a trade goods vendor. Ooh, nice. Trade supplies.
You come get the voodoo.
Okay. So. We don't have any money. I'm like, why can't I press the arrow button? Robert, you're broke. You can't press the arrow button because you don't have money, stupid. Yeah, and unfortunately, like, we don't have a lot that we can sell. So, I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, and we got lag. Oh, I love lag. It's my favorite thing. It's lag time now. Yeah, lag. Yep. Some lag. I'll continue with this and we'll just kind of wait it out. We haven't had lag in weeks. Not sure why we have to have lag now, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is lagging. I mean, big fucking surprise, you know. It's day 2 of solo self-found. I started a new character that I'm excited to play, and like obviously there's gonna be lag. So, what are you gonna do?
Good to meet ya.
I'll take it as a sign. With lag, you might want to try to reload. We're green again for the moment. Yeah, it's balanced out now. We're back to a steady bit rate. Everything's green. Looking good. We'll see if it continues to act up or if it's going to be chill.
Me got the good stuff, man. Spirits be with you, man.
Alright, while I cook all these, I'm gonna go bio. I will be right back. Where are all the enemies at? I don't see anything. Let's take a peek under the water. Okay. Oh, I see a couple things moving. Okay, there we go. Whew. For a minute, I thought maybe I had disconnected from the server. That would suck. This is the same. This is Defias Pillager server. Yeah, it's basically like the only server with any population for hardcore now. Skull Rock, which we used to play Horde on, Skull Rock is a low pop server, so I just kept this character on Defias Pillager. For whatever reason, this quest is always like the worst bottleneck in the early Horde experience. I always have trouble finding enough of these guys, especially you put 1 or 2 characters out here trying to grind this quest up, and it's such a slow one. Yeah, Dustin, the sound design of Durotar is definitely the best part of Durotar. It's, yeah, the visuals are okay. I like the skybox. The skybox is very nice because the skybox always looks like sunset or sunrise, and I like that aesthetic. But yeah, the sound design is really good. Yeah, the spawn right here, it's okay. Like, yeah. If there's other players around, then it's really bad. Like, right now, everyone else has kind of peeled off, so right now it's... You know, the hardest part is finding the Makura creepy upright crab people. That's the hardest part. They don't spawn a lot of them, and they don't have a great drop rate, so... The hard part for me about being here is that I can't skin any of this stuff. That's the hard part about, like, grinding here for so long. Is ideally, like, if I'm gonna grind somewhere, I'd rather grind somewhere that I can get skins. Richard, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. The ponytail moves around a little bit. Not as much as the dwarven ponytail braids. Not even as much as the human high ponytail. It moves around a little bit. It could be more exciting, that's true. I don't feel like they put, like, you know, this is going like, oh god. It's going way back, but ultimately I don't feel like they put enough effort into how any of the Horde characters looked. Like, I don't think they put enough effort into their animations or anything. I noticed yesterday how the female troll runs like she's basically like super janky. Like the character model itself seems really janky. And then I realized that just like the Horde races are not as well designed as the Alliance races. Which is kind of a bummer. Like female orc is okay, but again, like they could have put in like a lot more effort. It feels like a running out of time type of situation. Like they designed all the Alliance races first, got them really well polished. Then they did the Horde races. The Horde races got whatever polish they got, and then they had to move on or push the game out. The female troll now is unplayable to me because I noticed how kind of like stilted her run animation is. It's almost like it's janky. Like part of it seems broken almost. And so it's like, oh good. One more Horde race that I can never play again. That's what the world needed. Oh, look at that. We're actually done with the quest. Let's go turn it in. I feel like gnomes are just too short for me to play. Like, every time I play a gnome, eventually I just get to this point where my camera is too low to the ground, and it starts to bother me. I don't know why I'm like that. The dwarves are okay. Like, I can play dwarves, and they're almost as low to the ground. But yeah, when I play a gnome, it's like my camera's too low, the character's too small. It's always weird. Horde or Alliance? I mean, I play both Horde and Alliance, obviously. Recently, I've preferred Alliance side. The problem with preferring one side over the other is that eventually you kind of get like burned out on some of the lower level zones. Especially when you're playing Season of Discovery and you're playing Hardcore, it can get to a point where you burn out on one of the faction's starting areas. That's kind of, I'm close to that point on the Alliance side because of all the SOD characters that we did from 1 to 25.
Stay away from them.
Really sticky glue is going to be really important to us. I'm actually going to put this out on my bar. We'll put it here so I can't misclick it. And then we can sell some of our junk. That's because I'm 6'4", that's why I hate the lower perspective.
How are you?
That could be a fair point, yeah. I'm not used to being low to the ground, therefore I don't want my camera to be low to the ground. Yeah, that could be it. I'll allow it. I don't know if I can cook these eventually, or like what I can do with them. I might hang on to them for a bit. I don't have a recipe for them right now though. So, yeah. Let's put this up here. Let's put consumables. Consumables can go here. I guess this is technically also a consumable. And then we'll put crafting stuff up here. And we'll see how that goes.
Bye-bye now.
We're not getting Blood Elves. Yeah, I know. No matter how much I complain about how shitty the Horde races look, that Blizzard's not going to give me Blood Elves. I get it. I bet if I could talk to somebody for a while, I can get them to think about it. I could probably get them to think about it for like at least seasons of Classic Era. But, you know, I'd actually have to talk to them. Or they'd have to be listening to the stream. Which is very unlikely. Let's grab this guy's quest. I don't know if we're going to do this right now. In fact, I feel like our best bet at this point might be to zone hop. You know, like at level 7 or 8 is when I would typically take this character to a different zone and work on some other low level stuff. I'd like to go to Mulgore. The run to Mulgore could be a little bit dangerous though. Could be, I could double dip into Tirisfal, but I'm doing Tirisfal on the Forsaken. The Forsaken's gonna also have to come here and do Duratar, so like maybe I can go to Mulgore. I don't know. Yeah, it could be that nobody wants a low camera. The worst is when you have a low camera and you have your ground clutter all the way up. This is really heinous in retail, I've noticed. I had to race change my shaman from a dwarf to a Draenei in Dragonflight because even with my ground clutter set to like medium where I like it, too often the ground clutters were taller than my character and completely obscuring my character as a dwarf. So yeah, I actually had to pay for a race change on my Dragonflight shaman because I couldn't be a dwarf anymore. Because anytime I was out in a field, I was just surrounded by tall shrubbery that was taller than my character and like completely obscuring my character model, which was not good. And I don't even turn on ground clutter all the way up because I think ground clutter in WoW looks pretty stupid. But even with it on medium, it was still a bad effect. Oh, we got both of these guys. And what I'll say is, like, it kind of, like, broke my immersion, or, like, it broke my connection with that character a little bit when I had to race change them. You know, because I'd leveled them up from Exile's Reach through BFA content as a dwarf, and then I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. But then by race changing them, I kind of, like, broke my connection to the character a little bit. I know most people don't care about stuff like that. But apparently I do. Shadow, another $20 transmog set dropped in retail. Awesome. I hope it looks cool. Gotta pay for the game somehow. And don't think for a minute that a subscription fee that hasn't increased in 20 years pays for all the development on the game, because it doesn't. Thank God for $20 transmog sets and the people who buy them. Otherwise there would be a lot less World of Warcraft, and a lot of us would be sad. Like, I'm not about to go buy it, but somebody will, because somebody thinks it's worth it. Another filthy company out to make money. I know, it's terrible. Those filthy companies. Where's the Chad Priest? The Chad Priest is a lady, and she's living in the recorded series, the first video of which I put up this morning. So yeah, if you're looking for the Forsaken Priest, that character is going to live in an immersive recorded series. And you can catch the first episode right now. And then the second episode tomorrow morning. And we'll see if people really dig the priest and they dig that playthrough and it does well. I might put out multiple episodes a day, but we'll see how it goes. And I think with this character, we'll probably alternate. Like, I want to play the Pally. I wanted to jump on this character today to see like how people felt about the additional rules and stuff like that. But ultimately, I still want to play the Pally, so we'll probably be alternating like Orc and Pally on some days on the streams, and I'll focus solo self-found on the priest on the recorded series. Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Chadette. Yeah, there you go. Chadette. Yeah, then hope that it does well, Lori. If the series does well, then I'm gonna put out at least 2 episodes a day. But yeah, I needed to actually perform well to do that. I really like the priest, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I would love to have an excuse to play more of it than just one episode a day. Yeah, this character we're gonna alternate though. I'm not gonna stop playing the Pally. So we'll be going like on and off with this character and the Pally on the streams. Just so I can keep them in the rotation, because I'm still really into that character. And I do kind of worry about like how much solo self-found can a person watch in a day. Like if I'm putting out Horde content on the priest, on the recorded series, it doesn't really benefit me to stream this character every single day. So I'm gonna have to like find a nice balance between Horde and Alliance content. And we've done a lot of Alliance recently, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna like double down on Horde stuff like every single day. Unfortunately, these are all like things that I have to think about. I'm just hoping the priest doesn't fall down the elevator shaft in Undercity the way our last Forsaken Priest did. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my Dragonflight Pally going until they're done. You know, probably like I've been trying to do that mostly every day. And I don't have plans to stop that one. That one's probably gonna keep going until I max that character out. I don't really have any other retail characters after that I'm looking at, so after that I don't know, but we still got a while on that character. Shadow, is it just you or does my color keep changing gray? Yeah, since we have the Soul of Iron buff, occasionally we turn gray. And a purple orb swirls around us. It's never happened on any other character. Like, for some reason with the self-found characters, they not only get the self-found buff, but they also get the Soul of Iron buff. I don't think any of my other hardcore characters on this realm have the Soul of Iron buff. But I'm pretty sure that's what I've been told as to why we're turning into stone and to why we have a purple orb circling us on the occasion. Besides being annoying to see, does the buff do anything stat-wise? No. No. It's just a visual and auditory annoyance that reminds us every 2 minutes that we have these buffs. I'm hoping they do a hotfix that either gets rid of the effects immediately, or like permanently rather, or at least only have it happen like every 10 minutes. My brain has basically tuned it out. But as a viewer, I'm sure it's a little bit harder. It seems to happen like every 2 minutes, which I think is incredibly annoying. So yeah, I'm hoping for a hotfix to get rid of it entirely, but failing getting rid of it entirely, I'd like to see the frequency of it reduced drastically. But you know, it's Blizzard, so they won't hear this or any other common sense ideas, and so it's likely to stay exactly like it is forever. But I'm sure I can't be the only person that it bothers, that some of you guys find it annoying. Ultimately, like, it's pointless, right? What I hate about it is that it has a visual effect, it has an auditory effect, it makes you think, especially in hardcore, you think, oh shit, what's hitting me? Every time I would acknowledge it, I would think, oh shit, what's hitting me? Nothing's hitting me. I just have this dumb effect going off for no reason. So, yeah. Will I continue the nighttime series? Not that one, Blood Moon. I won't be, not the Warlock and Sod. I'd like to find a way to do it that's not on a Sod server. The reason I ended up on a Sod server was because that was the only server I had access to where it was nighttime, because it was an Australian server. So like the only way for me to do it realistically, I'd have to get a sub to play on an EU server. If I want it to be nighttime during any time that I play, then I have to play on an Australian server while it's morning time for me and nighttime for them apparently. Or I have to play on an EU server when it's afternoon time for me and nighttime for them. Because the problem is, in Azeroth, in Classic, it doesn't get dark until midnight server time. And I'm never going to be awake at midnight server time. So yeah, I never wanted that series to be in Sod. That was the problem. I always wanted that series to be either like a regular Classic era or a hardcore series. And I had to do it in Sod because I had access to the Australian servers. And that was the only way I could play at any time when it was nighttime. And I'm not playing Sod. I'm not playing Sod right now. I got a weapon. It's a two-handed axe. We can't use two-handers, so... Yeah, for some reason when I initially planned it out, I thought that at 9 o'clock PM server time it got dark. And I was like, okay, like 9 o'clock's late, but I can probably stay up and I can probably play at like 9 o'clock. It doesn't get dark at 9 o'clock. It doesn't get actually dark until midnight server time. In Azeroth, it is dark from midnight server time until 6 AM server time, at least in Classic era. Wolverine Maniac, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream. If it hasn't become obvious what I'm doing, I'm trying to get my skinning up to 75. And then I'm going to train that and we'll work on a little bit of leatherworking. That's why I've just been killing stuff and skinning it. It was probably pretty obvious, but I figured I'd talk about it. Dustin, that's awesome, man. Yeah, Hunter's probably a really good class for self-found. Like, you do have weapon damage, but you can spec so that your pet does a lot of your damage. I made myself a couple pieces while we were having that lag spike. So I made myself chest, boots, bracers, and cloak. So we have a little bit of additional armor, but yeah, I just need to keep leveling it up, basically. It has to be a priority. I'm at 71 skinning right now, so we've only got a few more points here before we have to go train it up. Can I use quest rewards? Not for items that I can craft. So if it's a weapon or a ring or a trinket or a neck piece, yes. If it's a chest piece, legs, boots, gloves, no. If we can make it, if we can fill the slot with leatherworking, then we have to do that. Except I'm not counting the cape. I know that with leatherworking we can make some capes. I didn't add the cape slot. It was head, shoulders, chest, bracers, hands, belt, pants, boots. Any of those slots, I have to make it myself. Yeah, I mean, I'll do whatever quest I can. Also keep in mind, we're not going to be doing any dungeons, so we're not going to have access to dungeon loot or access to dungeon quest. It'll just be whatever we can make, whatever we can find. Alright, let's run to Orgrimmar. We're 73 out of 75. Let's go get it trained up. And then we'll take a look at what we can do with leatherworking. We're probably ready to learn a couple of other patterns. I'm hoping to get some pants. We need pants and gloves. Would be really good. Shaman level 20 can easy solo RFC. Yeah, we could step into some dungeons solo. See if we can kill anything. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Same thing with like Elite Quest. If we want to do an Elite Quest, we just gotta get like 5 or 6 levels above it. I've done some Elite Quest on Pallies in the past. That's worked out. Dustin, it was random, and I don't remember. Well, did Evolution, did that have David Duchovny in it? Maybe I'm making that up. It did have David Duchovny. Okay, then I vaguely remember it. But nothing about the story, the plot, or anything. Pablo, yes. Yeah, I'm doing SSF, meaning no groups.
Look, Tom. Greetings. Be careful.
Yeah, Tactical, I'm trying. I remembered that they were for a cooking recipe. And in fact, I probably could have picked up that recipe from the general goods guy back in Razor Hill. And I completely forgot to check. But I am trying to hang on to them.
strength and honor.
Ooh, that was 5 silver. That was a big chunk
For
of
the
change.
Horde.
What can I do for you?
Alright, inscribed leather pants we need, a belt, yes. Now the quiver and the ammo pouch, like I'm not gonna make this stuff. I'm gonna save my money. Because we don't need either of those. So the belt, let's go ahead and make one of those. We'll make one of the pants. There we go. Now we're not like a complete level 1 scrub anymore. And now, I guess, let's see what we unlock
Glory
next.
to the Horde.
The leather vest we can start making when? At leatherworking 40. So at this point the goal would be simply to get to 40. Easiest way to do that would probably be to focus on just making the light armor kits as much as we can. I don't think we're going to get there now. But that'll kind of be what we want to do to see if we can get that to 40. And then we start getting into greens. Some greens. I grabbed the next rank of skinning already. I just did it so fast that you didn't see it. Oh, we did get the 40, and so that's good. We can go ahead and we can train this now. We just don't have the mats to make it yet, but thankfully now we'll be able to make that pretty soon. Let's vendor the old pants. We don't need those, and we don't need 2 stacks of the armor kits, so we'll sell 1 stack of those. And we're gonna keep everything else. And like next steps on this character, we're gonna want to get over to Tirisfal Glades, I think. We could go to Mulgore, so I'll have to choose whether I want to do Mulgore or whether I want to do Tirisfal Glades. Going to Mulgore, it's a little bit risky to do the run. There are some mobs that could probably kill us on the road down to Tarajo, but it's not as bad as like doing a wetlands run. So it's definitely possible. So I'll think about that, but I am out of time for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all being here for the start of this journey. I think with the streams, we're going to kind of flip-flop between the Paladin and this character. So yeah, that's kind of the plan going forward. Thank you guys again. Really do appreciate it. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.